Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to that podcast here on YouTube. And it's comics, it's got to be a Wednesday or the 1 month a year when I do none of my comic stuff, usually July. What we got here is this is something different. Now, I'm going to talk about Stormwatch P.H.D. here. And also about how when Image started, they're all supposed to be this year. They all started creating a little piece. All right. All the features. Rob Liefeld had Extreme. Jim Lee and Mark Silverstreet were together for a short while as Aegis, and then you got Wildstorm and Top Cow. But the one that I've read the most of, that stayed around a long time, because Extreme I've read a lot of, but it didn't last super long, was Wildstorm. And it's one where, when Wildstorm started, I was not the biggest fan. I thought, Wildcats, I read all 4 issues, and I didn't bother. Stormwatch, I think I read the first issue, Union, all that shit. I didn't bother with it. I was out of Wildstorm fast. Really fast. I was probably around Extreme longer than I was Wildstorm. And back then, to be honest, the only one I really stuck around with for the only time was Savage Dragon and Max. Well, Stormwatch P.H.D, this is basically volume 3 of Stormwatch. I got in the first 2 or 3 issues of this in issue form, not that long ago, fairly cheap, probably $1 an issue. Read the first issue, was like, ooh, this is good. Went to my totally legal and all that site to download comic scans. And got the rest of the run, or I thought I did. And I was like, okay, I'm going to read this, Put them on my tablet. Kind of forgot about it. And then as of filming about 6-7 weeks ago, I'm in line at my local Health Mart. In line at the pharmacy, which means you're waiting 40 minutes, only to find out your medicine's not ready, and even though they gave you such a text the day before saying your medicine was ready. And I'm like, okay. And I'm listening to music, and they keeping the noise out, so let's read a comic. I started reading Stormwatch P.H.D. and read 2 issues waiting in line, and these are wordy-ass issues, so I'm like, I want more of this, so... While I was in line after I got the pharmacy done and was checking out with groceries and shit, I read another 2 issues and ordered this trade and the second trade because I already had the third, and I'll get to that in a minute. So what it is after the Authority took over the world, and the U.S. mostly, Stormwatch reforms, but now they're not a UN team. They're funded by the United States. They don't have as much funding. They don't have as many superpower people. And this unit is supposed to be more based around more humans, or almost humans. Now we got, of course, Battalion, our leader's been around forever. This is a magic woman that Betty something, I don't recognize her or anything else, but the big magus of that world is in a coma, nobody knows it. This guy's a villain, it's kind of like the Tinkerer. This woman kind of has charisma powers. This is Fahrenheit, but her powers disappear for a while, and this is just a normal human that joins up. Now this is only... And this is the big bad from this run. Does this tell us the issues? Okay, let's show them humanity's not dead yet. Officer John Doran, that's that cop you saw on the front. Excuse me. Originally, United Nations Crisis Intervention Force with a global reach, Stormwatch suffered a visible, crippling blow following a catastrophe in New York with their limitations exposed, facing budget cuts and internal gutting. Former weatherman Jackson King is tasked with a near impossible mission to develop new methods of superpower being apprehension and containment on a shoestring budget. Garner the fancy orbital satellites and matter transportation services traded for a dingy office staff with second-rate heroes and former villains to combat the growing crisis of post-human threats. Does this post-human division stand a chance? From critically acclaimed writer Christos Gage, Deadshot and Union Jack, and fan-favorite artist Doug Monkey, JLA and Seven Soldiers, comes a hard-hitting Wizard Magazine Book of the Month Stormwatch Post-Human Division. And this is an $18 trade, but I didn't pay that. I paid a couple bucks for this. This is issues 1 through... Damn it. 1 through 4 and 6 and 7. Issue 5 is not in here for some reason. But it's just them reforming the team. And it's just this ghost guy that ends up becoming the big villain for this issue. He can't be touched. He's like Kitty Pryde with no morals. I don't know. Stormwatch is one of those where I read the first issue of Volume 1. I'm like, yeah, UN team, it's X-Men. It's Jim Lee X-Men, bro. Fuck it, I don't care. And even when it was getting a little buzz with Ellis, if I remember right, I was not reading it. I remember a couple people in the comic shops, I'm like, I don't care. It's fucking Image. Fuck Image. And then like the Authority got buzzed, like, I don't care. Or it might have been DC by then. I think by the time this was coming out, DC owned Wildstorm. So this was definitely out of my wheelhouse. And what it was quite a few years ago at a con, I got almost all of Stormwatch Volume 1 and Volume 2 in the Aliens Wildcats crossover in trade form for $3 a trade. I needed like one trade I was missing, like the very first one. I had to buy that, but so it got me in the store, and now I love it. It's like one of my favorites. I actually wouldn't mind having every issue of the entire run, and I like them. DC owns it now, and I even have read the DC New 52 run, which is like Volume 4. Yeah, that's okay. This was cool. It's a good way to start the series. So it means I got the next one. This is number 2. This is book 2. This has got not nearly as many issues. Issues 5 and then 8 through 12. So, okay, we got the first 12 issues now. And this is when a handful of the Stormwatch members we thought were dead in, was that Final Orbis, the aliens we found alive? Hellstrike. This is the new, God, what is her name? Shit. That's Fiji and that's Winter. Sorry, Fuji. You can let what happened destroy you, or can let it remind you what's truly important in this life. Officer John Durant. The post-human division, elite Storm unit comprised largely of non-superpowered beings, is thriving under the guidance and leadership of John Durant, but his experience as New York officer will be a difference as his team faces some difficult times, from finding a serial killer preying upon Stormwatch retirees to solving the mystery of the assassination attempt on Weatherman Jackson King's life, but could even his background prepare for P.H.D's most difficult hour. From critically acclaimed writer Christos Gage and artists Andy Smith and Matthew Dow Smith comes the final volume in the Wizard Book of the Month series. It's not the final volume. I got another one sitting over here. But, and the one is Jackson gets shot by his girlfriend, who is, what's her name, Christine? She's the one that can jumpstart the post-human abilities. And like, this gets deep. It's hard to explain a lot of it. And this guy was on. This is another one of the villains I have. He's the monstrosity turned this creature. Oh man, this is just great. And this is one where a lot of times nowadays, a lot of my comic reading is done in doctor's offices, because one of my jobs now is to making sure member of the family gets all their doctor's appointments. And I'm not going to sit there and watch the news channel for the 4 hours I'm sitting in there, because guess what? There's only 4 minutes worth of news. They're going to repeat that concept. I'm going to listen to some music and read a comic. So that's where a lot of these get read. So that's volume 2. And this one I got before those two. This is volume 3, which collects issues 13 through 19 of Stormwatch, Post-Human Division. It's Post-Earth Division, World's End. And this is just crazy. Listen to this. This time, the superhumans brought about Armageddon, and Stormwatch wasn't able to stop it. With the Skywatch orbital platform finally back online, Stormwatch planned a long-way return to their original mission, policing the superpower beings who preyed upon regular people. They deal once again with a position of power, fighting superpower beings with SPD, but Armageddon broke before they were fully staffed, and now simple survival is pushing to their limits. They're barely enough power to save themselves, and their allies have been scattered to winds. In this abnormal world, can they bring anyone to peace? This is great. This is after the world's almost like this final world end. We got Ian Edgington, the writer, pencilers Leonardo Fernandez, inkers Francesco Panzavana. And that's what it is. They're trying to rebuild the world and save people. And there's like Deathlow's in this. He's hooking up with Fahrenheit. They're trying to like keep people alive on the satellite. What was his name? Not the Homelander. God, what is his name? I can't think of his name, but he was in like the old Ellis. So like a bunch of old Ellis stuff got brought back and reused, and man, it's just amazing. And this is an Ollie's fine. You see the Ollie's sticker, I paid $2.99 for this. So that's why I was like, oh shit, I paid that, loved it, remembered. I actually read that before I read the couple issues of this. I think like after I read the first issue of this. I'm like, holy shit. And I think there's only 19 issues. I really do. So I think I've got the full run of Stormwatch Volume 3, which, I mean, the way this ends right here, there could be another volume. I don't know. I need to look into it. Now what DC needs to do, because they own this, is give us the rest of Volume 1. Please. I want a nice big, I want all of Volume 1. I got the Ellis stuff. I want everything else. And figure out a way to get that Aliens trade back into print so people quit asking me to sell mine. Because anytime I mention it, I get an email or a comment going, you want to sell it? No. Anytime a comic shows up or anything shows in these videos that I want you to sell, I will say somewhere to hey, it's for sale. Anytime else, no, it's in the personal collection. Sorry. That the alien trait, yes, it would be, if you offer like some crazy amount, I will sell it, but I want to have my personal collection. I know what it's worth, and by crazy, I mean, you're going to be offering me 3 figures. Easy. Before I think about selling, nobody's going to offer that, so. I'm out, everybody. Hope you enjoyed that. If you did, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe, all the other bullshit. Talk to everybody later. Bye-bye.